This is episode 15 of Pucks, Putts, and Properties. As always, Mark Strand here with my co-host Danny Taylor. And we have a very special guest with us today, a beer connoisseur of sorts, Mr. Brandon Chapman, or administrative professional here at Century 21 Kingston. Thrilled to have you, Brandon. Tell us a little bit about your experience with beer.
Well, Mark, I spent 20 years in the food and beverage business. I like to consider myself as a beer enthusiast with a little bit of knowledge and a long time enjoying the beverages.
Well, I've got a ton of questions on beer, but why don't we start with the first one that we have on the table here? Can you show us the beer here, Mark, to our guests?
Yeah, so this is Riverhead Brewing Company's Cerveza. This is one of my favorites. So just to explain what we're about to do here, we're going to have a few beers, but we're also going to share some love towards our craft breweries here in Kingston, which we have some spectacular ones. We're very blessed with amazing craft brew here in Kingston.
We are very lucky here, Mark. There was a big boom a few years back of craft breweries in Kingston. Some have come and gone, but a few of the really great ones have stuck around. So this Riverhead Brewery, of course, they came out with their core beers, and they are located out on Gardeners Road, right by the Invista Center. So anybody out there, bring the kids to hockey games or stuff, it's a great spot to stop in and have a pint. They've got a good range, of course, lots of beers on tap. And this Riverhead Cerveza, for me, is a great light summer beer. You got just a hint of lime in there, and you've got, of course, just like traditional Mexican beers, you get that little bit of corn to give it that light, crisp flavor.
Can you talk a little bit about like the process of making it? Because we have so many microbreweries here, like for the people that are interested in like maybe the mechanical side.
Yes, I can speak a little bit to that. I've never been a brewer, but I have had the experience of working in a brewery.
So let's start with this particular one, which is a lager. So we can talk about a lager, and then we'll go on to the others.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So Mexican style lager. Lagers, of course, the big tenet of lagers that it uses. Lagers use a bottom fermenting yeast, which actually makes the beer light and crisp. Also, it reduces the amount of sugars it pulls out of the beer, making it lower alcohol content, and which also lends itself to that crispness. Basically, what you do is you grind up your grains. Usually barley is going to be your base. You mix in whatever your adjuncts are, like this one would be corn. And you then put it into water, boil it, soak it. And you get a mash, which is your grain and water. Then you separate your grains and waters, which brings you your wort, which is your sugar-rich water, which pulls all the sugars out of those grains. And this is just very basic bones way of making beer, of course, mind you. And then what you do is you add in your yeast, and that, of course, changes the sugars into alcohol. And it also produces carbon dioxide.
Nice.
I love how we went from saying he's just an amateur beer guy to basically giving us a chemistry lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's like, I always knew he had it in him, but it's nice to hear him kind of talk about it. And because I catch we talk about whiskey and scotch. It's not just beer that you're knowledgeable too. Like,
well, when you work in the business of hospitality for a long time, especially as a bartender, the more you know, right? Yeah. Just like I'm sure as you guys in real estate, the more you know and the more knowledgeable you are about a topic, the better you can take care of your customers or clients.
For sure. Yeah.
Well,
this is a lovely beer. I know when we were off stage or just talking about this is like your go-to like social beer where you pop over your neighbors. Here, why don't you grab one of these Riverheads? It's just, very basic, easygoing drinking taste where, 80% of beer drinkers will like this one, right? Yeah. It's just easy, nice and simple.
Yeah, of course, light, crisp. I like to say lawnmower beer kind of thing you can have, and lagers generally are that kind of beer.
Yeah, and Riverhead does put on some cool events there. I was there a few weeks ago, in fellow real estate agent in Kingston, Matt Clancy was there. He runs what do you call cornhole? Okay. Cornhole there on, I forget what night of the week was, but Matt Clancy's big on. He's like one of the top cornhole players in Ontario. I found that out when I ran into him.
There's cornhole. I was in a minor hockey tournament. Well, my son was, and all the dads. Obviously, we have some beers in the parking lot, and the way that they throw that, like I'll just throw it whatever, but they like the professionals. They like flow it like flat like a pancake. So whenever it like hits, it's usually like a hit and stick kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like you could see some of the players out there that it's not just a game of luck, but there's a technique to it. So anyway,
Yeah, and
for Mac,
and like
came on the pod.
yeah, talking cornhole on the pod. Yeah, and like a lot of our breweries in Kingston, they do have other events also, trivia nights. And then they'll have like comedians and stuff that will pass through there too.
Shows, live music.
Yeah,
You get a lot of like tournament action, events.
Yeah,
brewers do a great job bringing community together.
Yeah,
and that's the one that's right across from the Red House.
That one is right by Red House West. That's correct. Yeah.
Sorry, little shout out Red House. Sorry.
Yeah, got to do it.
Yeah, that's good. So we've got 8 beers to try out here today, right?
Yeah.
Is this one done in the can here?
So this was our first beer, and I believe that puts the Cerveza to bed for today.
Mm-hmm. Easier to drink with a lime, right? Just like any Corona, or right, like a little lime flavor would add to it, right?
Yeah, I used to stop in there after it was on my way home from a previous job, and I used to
sure it was, Mark.
I used to stop in there when you order the draft there. Actually, in the brewery, they will put a wedge of lime in there for you.
Expect nothing less from Riverhead, right?
Not
service.
That's right.
I would love to see the geographical map from where your work was to home to make sure that. To see that was
en route.
It was actually on the
detour.
Everyone's got a little watering hole, so that's nice. What do we got next here?
All right, gentlemen. So our next beer is going to be from Spearhead Breweries. This is the Decoy Lager, and it's made with partnership with Ducks Unlimited. This one is a light lager, so you're going to get crisp, light, 4% alcohol, a little lighter than our past one.
Cool.
Mark, have you ever done any research onto this Ducks Unlimited topic that these guys do?
Yeah, it's a conservation authority. Well, not so much an authority, but like conservation activism. And I know Danny's big on that as a hunter and fisherman, eh?
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm the one that would actually cause a car accident for a chipmunk. So that's kind of the extent of my hunting and fishing game.
Yeah, so I grew up quite in the depths of northwestern Ontario. So I come from a long line of families that are hunters and fishers. And I still really enjoy fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hunting too?
Not so much, but given the right opportunity, I would go out with someone. Yeah. Yeah. I went out duck hunting with I don't have a firearms license. But I did go out with my father-in-law and didn't shoot the gun, but I was there with him while he was duck hunting a couple of years ago.
What about the old man? Did you guys go out up north?
Oh yeah, I'd go out duck hunting with my dad quite a bit when I was.
There's not much going on up there, so what else are you gonna do at the time? Up in...
Little hunting.
No disrespect to people up north.
Well, you are a bit of a misfit if you're not into the outdoors living up there.
Yeah, no, that's part of the culture. Right? So let's speak about this one.
So this one is going to be your classic light lager. I always liken this one to a full flavored light lager because you get a lot of body out of it, unlike some of your major brands, which, they're great beers, but this craft really takes it to the next level. They give you a lot of flavor in that low alcohol, light calorie beer. And the lighter lager, as this was known before, it was the Decoy Lager, is just a really nice, crisp summer beer. This is another one of those lawnmower beers or out in the golf course with the boys.
Yeah. I think I could shotgun 5 of these things and be not get sick of it. Because those Coors Lights and Bud Lights, it's just there's nothing to them. But there's a lot of taste in this thing.
It's a lot of flavor in this beer. What I also like about this beer is it's got a little bit of extra carbonation, almost feels like. It's got that really light, white colored head when you pour it out, little tiny bubbles, and it just gives you that real refreshing flavor to it.
I'm trying to, can you tell me some of the flavors that are coming out right now? Because I find between the two, I would rather take this one. If someone gave me 2 in front of me. No disrespect to Riverhead, I'm just saying.
See, I'm a Cerveza guy myself.
Cerveza? Yeah. There we go.
I think maybe what the difference is here is that, this one's got a little heavier body to it. Okay. As much as it is a light beer, comparative to the Cerveza, Cervezas are always very light, very crisp, and that corn gives it a little lighter flavor. This one, you get a little more of that malt note, where you get that kind of that touch of sweetness and that malty flavor from it. But just a little bit of that extra carbonation too gives it that kind of light feel to it. You'll also notice, of course, when you look at this one, you get a little less clear than the Cerveza, and it's a little darker.
was gonna say it looks like my pee after a long night out, right? Where it's like a pretty orangey, right?
Little dehydration there, eh, Danny? and just so everyone knows, we do have some water here that we're gonna mix in periodically, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no rush on this. To getting off the beer, do you want to talk about some golf here, the U.S. Open? Just give you a little time.
Yeah. So since our last podcast, we had the Stanley Cup Finals wrap up, unfortunately, and the U.S. Open was played with an amazing putt made by JJ Spawn on the 18th hole. I have a feeling if it were the putt, so we won by 2, so we didn't need to make the putt to win, but I have a feeling it would have been the longest putt on the 72nd hole in history to win had he needed to make it. So it was a spectacular finish.
Was it longer than that one that was it who made that like 72 foot? Was it Nick Taylor?
Nick Taylor in the Canadian Open a couple years ago. Nick Taylor's was a little bit longer. I want to say JJ Spawn's was 66 feet.
Okay.
But
so it's not that much shorter, right, than Nick Taylor's?
Very comparable.
Yeah. Nice.
But to do that on the 72nd hole of a major championship, wow, what a scene. Yeah,
I like it when guys think something like from 10 feet out to win, right? Like they don't have to win, but it just looks so much better when you can celebrate instead of just that little dinky putt.
Well, when you're
gives it a little more gravitas, I'd say. Yeah,
exactly.
They really put it in there.
Celebrations are that much more meaningful, right?
And I mean, when you're in that situation from that length and you're trying to 2-putt like that on that golf course at Oakmont, that nothing's a given, right? That it's a 2-putt. So for him to hole, it's just
what was
wow.
What they call that, the step meter, like how fast the greens are?
The stimp meter, yeah.
Stimp.
Yeah. So how that is measured, you actually have a board where you lift the board, and at a certain angle, the ball will roll off, and then you measure it the distance in feet. And the distance in feet is actually
calculated, right?
Yeah, you measure how far the ball rolls.
And what's a typical like PGA golf green?
Oh, so like really, really fast is 12. Yeah. You've probably never played on a green that the stimp meter's that fast.
No.
So controlling a golf ball on those greens is crazy.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Mark.
Yeah.
The stimp meter, is that named after an individual? Or is it like an acronym?
Well, you ask such difficult questions.
That's a great question.
So next time you're on the podcast, I'll have an answer to that.
Okay, that sounds great.
Like, who comes up with that name? The Stimp?
It sounds like somebody's name.
So Ren and Stimpy? Stimpy. Yeah.
Okay.
So how fast was it in Oakmont then?
Oh, I got to imagine it was running 13 plus. So Oakmont, though, the true challenge of that golf course is how thick the rough is.
Right.
Yeah, it was like if you and I went and played a casual round of golf, we'd need people out in front of us to find our golf ball in the rough. That's how thick it was.
Yeah. So like trying to hit a ball from that kind of rough and then landing it anywhere remotely in the center of a green is next to impossible.
It's getting it out, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting the club on the ball. Okay. So a lot of times the guys were faced. So if you're 200 yards out, these guys can reach that green, but you can't get the club on the ball cleanly. So a lot of times they're just taking a wedge and getting him back into the fairway so they can hit the green with the next shot.
I guess getting the club on the ball would be pretty important, wouldn't it?
I've been told that, yeah.
That's apparently what I'm doing wrong when I play golf.
Yeah, so and the other thing that happens when you get grass between the club and the ball, like even if you do have a pretty good lie, but you've got grass between the club and the ball, it knocks the spin off of it. So when you hit a shot from a lie like that, even though it's come off clean, it knocks the spin off it. And imagine this ball landing on a green that fast with no backspin, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. So it's twofold with playing conditions like that.
Sure. What do we got next?
Oh, we're on to the next one?
I'm just prepping you guys for this.
No,
you go ahead, talk golf.
No. Well, I was going to ask a follow-up question to that. And this is not to be mean, but is that how you injured your finger? It was like these long grasses?
No, that was a baseball injury,
that's
Dan.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, are you still, have you able to play golf since with your finger?
Can I play golf? I can. I reckon I can play golf. I choose not to.
Choose not.
You see, when you're around something for so long, sometimes the passion fades, and that's sort of the case here. Yeah, like how excited would you be to put on goalie gear?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah. What do
So,
we got here?
Our next beverage was actually brought to us by our own Mark Strand right here. This is the Brew It and View It Lager. This beer is produced by Fine Balance Breweries, which is out in our east end of Kingston. And this one is also packaged under the name of YGK Lite.
Yeah, so if you head into Fine Balance and ask for that beer right there, the Brew It and View It Lager, well, if Jamie's there, she'll know what it is. She's like, I think you mean the YGK Lite. So I ordered some labels from Fine Balance. Fun fact, I bet you don't know this. While I was getting my real estate license, I actually delivered beer for them.
I heard you were a little bit of a Happy Gilmore before real estate. I did hear that.
Pardon me?
I heard you were a little bit of a Happy Gilmore.
Okay, explain that one.
Well, just like kind of like the different jobs that you've done in your lifetime.
Oh, the list of jobs I have is outrageous. I think you're probably like that too.
Yes, I'm also in that vein. I've got a laundry list of different positions I've done, everything from cleaning a factory to refinishing floors, working on a farm, working in a dairy. I got a lot of different experiences under my belt.
That's good.
When you're in hospitality, like you and I both were, that's sort of what ends up happening. And especially when I was in a seasonal job, I worked at a lot of resorts in Ontario. So after the golf season's over, you can collect EI or, there's other employment opportunities. I always like to stay busy. So I'd take another job at the resort or while I was working one of my GM jobs, I actually went to the prison and worked at Millhaven Prison for a few months.
Just to see what the boys are doing?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, so I took that money and actually bought a boat.
You did?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, because it was additional income. I just took that additional income and bought a pontoon boat with it. You know what the boat's called? It's an ode to both working in the prison and my time in the golf industry.
What do you call it?
Shanks a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So this beer here, of course, being a lager, I find I get a lot of nice light crispness from this one. Although it's got a little more of that hop note at the finish, there's a little sharpness.
Different than the first one that we had.
Totally different recipe, I'm sure.
Yes.
That one, of course, being a Cerveza, has corn in the recipe, and I'm pretty sure this guy is just straight barley.
Yeah. So this one reminds me of like a Coors Light or a Bud Light kind of feel to it. Would I be accurate on that?
Very much, yeah, very much a light lager. Very much that standard light lager. But this one, actually, this beer, I don't know how much you guys know about beer, but there's a really old thing called the Bavarian Purity Act, which was enacted in Germany.
Yes.
And basically it said beer can only have a certain number of ingredients.
4.
And those ingredients are water, barley, hops, and yeast, which is exactly what this beer is made with. Okay. So if you want a classic beer flavor, this might be the guy to go to. Go out to Fine Balance and see them out there.
Get the Brew It and View It Lager, otherwise known as YGK Lite.
I don't like bringing up my past hockey life, but I spent 2 years in Germany. And one of the first things that I did when we went there was like go on a brewery tour in Hamburg.
Yep.
And it's like, I didn't know that. Like, they're like, what'd you call it? It was like the German.
The Bavarian Purity Act. Yeah.
Anyway,
Mister, I don't know too much about beer.
But it's like you go to Germany and you have these like great tasting beers. You would have thought that there's 10, like 15, 20, but there's only 4. It's just the compilation of the 4.
Yeah.
And their beer is just better.
Oh my God.
They are better.
Wow.
Than what we have to offer. Like, I want to say not all microbreweries. I shouldn't put that. I want to say they were better until microbreweries came out.
Well, German history and their tradition of making beer is very rich and very long lived.
Yes.
I mean, you think about it, even you think about it as the idea of architecture, right? And like old building here is what? A couple hundred years old. Old building there was made in 96, and it's not missing any numbers. It was just made in 96.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, even from everything from automobiles too. Like their engineering is
and the same thing with their beer. There's a reason that companies here bring over certain types of equipment from Germany to produce beer. It's just better.
Yep.
So is there a correlation between hamburgers and Hamburg? I know it's hamburgers are an American thing, I believe, but
No correlation there.
No?
No, there's not much going on.
And why is a hamburger called a hamburger when it's made with beef, Danny?
I'm gonna have to ask Google or ChatGPT. I don't know this one. I got to tell you, I thought the burgers started down south, but I could be wrong on that.
They're definitely an American creation.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
hey.
There's one for the next podcast as well.
There you go.
Yeah. Fine Balance. My good friends over there. They're located in the East End on Innovation Drive. I just want to make sure we mention that. Yeah.
And how about you having a beer with your name on it?
Right.
And cell phone number.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How is that for a business card?
I mean, no, I don't know many people with their own beer and with their numbers on the beer.
Right.
So good for you. A couple clicks.
Good job, Mark. Good job.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this is Fine Balance Highway 15.
Close to Highway 15 in the 401. Yeah. It's Innovation Drive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next beer coming out of the bag is going to be from Something in the Water. They're located on Princess Street. Now, this one is a little different. This is a flavored light beer, so it's a sour. And this one is called Painted Lake Peach Crisp.
Okay. We're going to let you finish that.
It's going to change
that last one. Yeah, this is going to be different. Have you had sours, Danny? What's your feeling on sours?
I feel like it's kind of like a Monday, right? Like a little sour taste in your mouth. No, I've had some sours before. I feel like it's a little more carbonated, right? Am I right in that?
It depends on the sour, but generally, you get a little more bubble in there, a little more carbonation.
Okay, amateur take on beer here. It almost seems like a crossover between like a lager and a cider to me.
So from what I know, originally sour beer was actually an error. There is an infection in the strain of yeast they use, and that sours the beer during the brewing process, which gives it those real tart flavors. And there could be a few different things that can get into beer to cause different off flavors, but sour is one of them. And originally, that was what happened with sour beer. Now, there are whole breweries dedicated to making sour beer, specifically because it is a flavor that people enjoy, especially in the summer. And they do this a couple different ways. Generally, currently, they use what's called kettle souring, where they very much take a very precise measurement of what they're putting in it to get a specific amount of tartness out of the beer.
So Something in the Waters, downtown Princess Street.
Yeah.
It wasn't originally called that, was it?
So Something in the Water was a brewery that started in Toronto. And originally the building that they're now housed in was, oh my goodness.
Limestone Ales? Lime City Ales?
King City Ales? We'll find that one out.
Caption
I'll have to look
that
up. But yes, so they purchased a brewery which was already built up and basically turnkey with all of the equipment.
Okay, I just had my first sip here. I got to tell you, I'm a big peach fan.
This is delicious.
It's good.
Yeah.
This is the best sour I've ever had.
I always start by sticking my nose in there.
Yeah.
And just get a big whiff of it, and you really get that fresh spring peach aroma where they're a little tart still, a little hard, but they have that really good flavor.
This is like a juice almost, but with a little. It's less than 4% though.
Little zip at the end.
3.8.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's light in calories. I don't know, or is it more in calories?
I mean, it depends on how you're going to look at it. I'm sure it's got a little more sugar in it with that tartness and that sweetness to it. I didn't actually do a check on the numbers on the nutritional values of these ones. So, but yeah, I definitely could see myself enjoying a few of these in the patio in the summer, especially, of course,
that is the best sour I've ever had.
This is a beach drink. No?
Oh yeah.
Like all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I could agree with that one.
Lovely. But we're not on a beach. We're in the podcast room.
Well,
but we'll take it.
We'll bring in some sand. We'll make it a beach. We already got the plants. We'll be okay.
So this one is Princess Street.
They're located downtown Kingston on Princess Street.
Just a little further down from the hub. So I hate to do this, Danny, but we got to talk hockey.
Well, can we talk about Sam Bennett's speech at the parade, like, or how much fun they're having right now.
Yes.
Won't talk on the ice. Let's talk about off the ice.
Well, we gotta share our disappointment, though. Yeah. So last podcast, Edmonton had to win one more game to close out the series with Dallas, and we both said, okay, we hope they win, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then their Stanley Cup final series sort of quickly landed flat, unfortunately. So not too much to say about that, but
no, I mean, I don't think any hockey fan can say that Edmonton was better than Florida.
There's no way you could.
No. So I think it's like, I do feel for McDavid because they're just missing a few pieces. One being in goal, and then the depth forwards. But the depth forward was there. What did you see?
Oh, I watched some on and off. I watched that series, and the Panthers just wanted it. Like, you could see it. They played hard every minute of every game, and they really, really pounded the crap out of Edmonton.
So you and I talked about the state tax implications, and I want to bring that up with you. How much of a difference maker is that to the teams?
We'll see here in the next few days. Well, what is Bennett going to sign for? What is Brad Marchand going to sign for? Like, I think they have $18 million in cap space, and they need to bring back Bennett, Marchand, and Ekblad. And I don't know if they can do 2 of the 3, 3 of the 3. I think they're going to get for sure 2.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, it's like Bennett signing for $8 million in Florida is like signing for 12 in Toronto, which, you know, on the open market, I don't think he's going to get more than 10, but for him to make 8 in Florida, he can make 7.5, and I think he'd be happy.
Yeah.
So
let's talk Sam Bennett for a second.
Kingston kid,
yeah, it was a Kingston Frontenac,
played in Toronto.
But that's what I want to talk to you about. I know you were in the midst of your playing career when he played here. Did you get a chance much to watch him play? Because I did, and he's a totally different player as a pro than he was as an OHL player. It's like no one would have predicted the type of player that he is in the NHL.
For sure. Like, he is a big, mean machine.
Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't know what the NHL Combine, it's like a place that you go to like test your body before you're drafted.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. The chin up.
The chin up. He couldn't do one chin up. And now it's like he's just going through people like, well, you saw that one shift. I think it was in game 3 or 4 where he laid out Paul Colson and then he laid out some other guy and then scored on a breakaway. It's just like.
So how old was he when he got drafted then?
18.
Okay, 18.
Like, you should be able to do a few pull-ups,
if you're playing
going
hockey,
into the NHL Combine.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, he may have had a shoulder injury then, and people kind of crapped on him saying, okay, shoulder injury, but look at him now.
It's awesome.
Jeez.
I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing that. And I happy to see guys get paid that's deserving, right?
So now, speaking of pay, I got to ask you guys, I was listening to, of course, one of our local radio stations, and I heard them talking about the party for the Panthers. Now, reportedly, in their week-long party event that they had after winning the Stanley Cup, they spent $500,000. I know for someone who's making millions of dollars a year, that's not a lot of money, but I'm just asking. What do you guys think of that?
Well, I'd love to know the bottles. Yeah, but like, I feel like that would be for like an all-day event, maybe even 2 days, and they have their whole families there.
Okay.
So you got like, the parents, you know, the wives, girlfriends, like everyone's there. That's what I would imagine. And usually you're getting bottles, and it's what, when you go to a bar, it's like $1,000 a bottle, usually at a high-end restaurant. So
and those may be Dom Perry.
I've never been to that high end of a restaurant, Danny. Jeez, come on.
But I think it's like one of those Wolf of Wall Streets. It'd be like, oh yeah, did you talk about the sides that he had? Like, you know, like talk about the sides. One of those kind of parties. Anyway.
How much do you think ownership covers?
Great question. I think they chip in for some parts, but not all. Like, I think for the parade and like, there's some that's put on by the team that the team and owners will cover, but there's some obviously.
Because when you win a cup, how much more money has your franchise made, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Your city, your franchise,
for sure. But even the city like gets on board too. They start looking to see where all the guys are going, and they want to go to the same bars that they're going to. Like, for sure, the bars will advertise that the Panthers are coming to their spot, and it's just going to be a party through the roof too, right? So.
Can you imagine that in a Canadian city?
Well, that I just don't know if we're gonna see it because of the no state tax.
You're killing me.
Well, just send an email to Mark Carney. Put down the taxes for the Canadian hockey players to match the Florida state tax. Can you imagine if they do that? That's probably the only way that Grandma's going to see Toronto win a Stanley Cup.
Grandma needs a cup.
Grandma needs a cup. But like the only way we're going to get it is if you take those Toronto Maple Leafs and you tax them at like a 35% tax.
Would McDavid come?
Then Marchand's going to come. Bennett's going to come. Ekblad's coming. Like, you name it. They're all coming to Canada.
Coming to Canada.
Yeah. You don't think the Habitants want that? Oh. Right? Anyway.
So selfishly, we'll just do that in Quebec because I'm a Habs fan.
Yeah. But I think that'll be the quickest way to get the cup back to a Canadian city is reducing the state or the taxes for Canadian hockey players.
So where do we go from here, Danny? How do we make that happen?
That's a loaded question. Above my pay grade, buddy. I just sell real estate. Yeah.
I love putting you on the spot.
Yeah. What do we got?
All right, next up.
We got our next beer. This one comes from Kingston Brewing Company, of all places. That's right downtown, of course, in Kingston. These guys actually have the renown of being the second oldest brew pub in Canada. So they've been around a really long time. They make some really great beer. And this is the Regal Amber Lager. This one's going to be a red to golden lager. I'm going to hand that off to you, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you guys what an effort it was to get this beer today, though.
Let me show you the color on
We've
that.
got the Queen's commencements going on downtown right now, and it is an absolute gong show down there.
Have you guys seen the piers here? That's good.
That's
great
cool.
logo.
Yeah.
Martello Towers on there.
Yeah.
Great part of
Like
Canadian and Kingston history.
When people see that, like, I think of Kingston right away.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, that is iconic.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But yeah, downtown is an absolute gong show. I don't know if you've been down there at all.
Well, I was down there for the promenade, and that was a little fun event.
Yeah.
Well, that was over the weekend, wasn't it? Just last weekend.
Yeah, so it was a nice little festival.
But weekdays down there right now are crazy because Queens has their commencements and all the families are in town right now. When I rolled into Kingston Brewing Company there, all the tables were full.
Now they did that last year. They did those rotating at the Slush Puppy place. Do you know, is that where they're holding them this year again, or did you just see a lot of people just very busy downtown?
It's just I believe so, but it is a gong show downtown right now. I had my birthday a couple days ago, and we went down to the keg. It was the same thing down there when we were down for the keg. Where I think we were the only non-family there.
So it's the graduation and then students moving home for the summer, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you're getting the jungle down there.
Yeah.
I always feel like Kingston's a bit of a jungle right now with all the construction that's going on, but
well, you know, Danny, as they say, there's only 3 seasons in Canada: winter, and construction.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, we're not as bad as Montreal there, or Toronto, but we're starting to get traffic here in Kingston. I don't know if you're seeing it or feeling it, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'm curious as to how it will affect our city is the scaling back the international students, both at St. Lawrence College, Queens, and at St. Lawrence College and Queens.
I think Queens will be always at full capacity. Same with St. Lawrence, don't you?
I think it's going to really have its effect on our rental market, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think there's still going to be high demand of rentals, but I do believe it's going to take its effect on certain things in our city. St. Lawrence College really clawed back their staff over the last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not heard that, but I mean, not saying that you're wrong. It could be true. Like, I know Queens has an abundance of international students, like you said, and maybe they have to go more local, pick kids that are actually in Canada instead of outsourcing. So that could be a good thing for Canada, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about this beer. I'm a big fan of an amber.
I do love a nice amber ale. Now, this one on the label, it says lager. And this could be an amber lager, of course, which is a German style of beer, of course. But this, I'm getting really nice notes of like that deep, dark malt and a little bit of chocolate in there. I'm not really sure where they're getting that from, but
a little caramel, maybe?
Little caramel. Yeah. It's a really nice full-bodied beer. Really kind of leaves your your mouth feels it all in there, which is always very important. You know, in a beer, your mouth feel is one of the major things you look for. That's why whenever tasting beer, of course, you want to look at taking a little sip and then a big sip, just to give you that full mouth coverage, so you really taste it.
I feel like if a Rickard's Red and like one of those Murphy's lager had a baby, this is what you got.
It definitely has a little bit of creaminess to it. Yeah, I can
For
definitely see
someone
that.
uneducated in beer that just drinks a lot.
I definitely understand exactly what you're saying, Danny. I can definitely see the parallel.
So of domestic beers, my go-to is Rickard's Red. If there's Rickard's Red on draft, that's probably what unless there's a really good craft beer on. My go-to domestic beer is Rickard's Red.
Okay, can I see why you would like this one then?
Yeah,
definitely there's some parallels there.
It's
I'm a Guinness drinker myself, and I know that's not domestic, but Guinness is domestic everywhere in my mind.
Yes, I would say so.
Well, you like Guinness, Danny?
You know that. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's right. It's international. It's almost in every bar in every country. Been to a lot
it's like looking for a Corona. You find it everywhere and anywhere.
Or a Coca-Cola.
Or a Coca-Cola. Yeah,
like
it's a name known across the world.
Exactly.
Coke or Pepsi, or are you guys indifferent?
Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Really?
Pepsi's too sweet.
Okay, so
Pepsi's too sweet.
Guinness on either side, and I'm a Pepsi guy.
Yeah.
That
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Let's dig into that.
That's good. Yeah, so one of the oldest ones, it says since 1986. So the second oldest one in Kingston?
Kingston Brew Pub, is the second oldest brew pub in Canada.
Okay, wow.
So they've been making beer a long time under the Kingston Brew Pub label. And they have been literally a pub, exactly as the name would suggest. They would serve and brew their own beer in-house. And if you want to go visit them, of course, they're right down in the core of downtown Kingston, just off Ontario Street. And a great thing, you go in there, you can actually see some really interesting bits of both Kingston and beer history. They have a window near their bar. You can see through to some of the old brewing equipment. It's one of the only places where you can see a real old school beer engine. If you don't know what a beer engine is, it looks like a large draft tap. And when you pull it down, it actually physically pumps, as opposed to using gas, the beer out of the keg, which is right underneath it. And it has a long stem which goes to the bottom of your glass. And that's how it pumps the beer in. And that's called a beer engine. It was the predecessor to the modern draft system, which incidentally was developed by the Arthur Guinness Corporation, the guys who make Guinness.
Wow.
A little knowledge drop
Wow.
there.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to say.
Double clicks. That was unbelievable.
Don't get me started.
That's awesome.
And the other thing about Kingston Brewing Company is they have a little bit more of a robust menu than some of the other breweries that we're rolling through here. They have a high roller.
I have one thing to say, which is okay. Never mind.
Are we going to the same spot?
We're going to the exact same spot.
Okay, I'm going to let you go.
So yes, harken back to older days when the Kingston Brew Pub used to have a great special, and I believe it is still on their menu to this day. It's the High Roller Special, and it is a bottle of Dom Perignon and a bowl of peanuts.
I think it might be wings now.
Oh, okay, that's changed.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was chicken wings.
Server, no, for a little Dom Perignon.
Ask, yeah, but you pay for that.
Yeah, I believe that High Roller Special has been on their menu for a very long time. Very long.
That's awesome.
So you get a plate of chicken wings, and it costs you $225.
Or the peanuts cost you what, $5?
No, I'm pretty sure it was the same price.
Same price. Nice, same price.
You might be right on the peanuts. I'm gonna have to look at their menu.
I would have to double check, but I seem to vaguely remember it being peanuts way back in the day.
Because that is the ultimate bar snack. Like if you come up to a bar and you get a little draft pint, like you put peanuts or pretzels on that thing, there's not a chicken dick's chance I'm not putting my middies in there and having a few. No, you?
Well, it's the Dom Perignon that gets me. Yeah, if you're drinking beer, if you're drinking a $7 draft, okay, sure. You think you'd pair that with caviar or something? Then it would truly be the High Roller.
There is something to be said for regular world tastes.
Yes. Keep it in the fairway.
But that Dom Perignon is That's another league out of my league, anyways. I don't go into that stuff. Keep me with my beer. I'll be happy camper.
Right.
Our next contestant.
One of my favorites.
This is one of Danny's favorites. All right. This is going to be MacKinnon Brothers. They're from just outside of Kingston, out in Bath. They, of course, this is their Red Fox Ale. This one is made with, you're going to love the color on this bright red. And that is because it is made with organic beets.
Talk about unique here. And let's talk about the Back to the Farm Festival. Have you ever been to that?
God.
I haven't, but I've been to a few of those festivals back in Ottawa when I was growing up. I spent a month there one night. And since I've been in Kingston, I have not known about this Back to the Farm?
Back to the Farm, yeah.
So I would love to go. Obviously, life gets in the way with family obligations, right? But this is something that I would love to do, and especially this summer. When is it? We should get the guys on the pod here to talk about the...
That sounds like something we should do. I believe it's sometime in July.
Okay, like early August.
So
yeah,
early August is generally when Back to the Farm happens.
Okay.
Of course, they've been running this festival. I believe this year's their 10-year anniversary, actually, at Back to the Farm at MacKinnon Brothers Brewery at their farm. They do an amazing job. They invite all over Ontario's local brewers. They put them all up in booths. It's an all-day event with multiple stage, or usually one stage with multiple events.
Yeah, I believe the Trues are the headliner this year.
Trues are headlining this year.
We should try to go live on the pod there. That would be the next step.
Oh, wow. Okay.
While doing this, we'll bring Brandon, our go-to guy, talking about beer.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, Danny, I've already got my tickets. I will be there with the
He's
Century
not
21 Heritage
podcasting.
Group tent. I'll be there under the Century 21 Heritage Group
Oh, we got a
tent.
spot there?
Well, we don't have a spot, but we're going to put the tent up just for shade.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to be there.
We can be under the
brokerage-
tent.
The brokerage will be there. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea, you guys doing the pod under the tent. You can do a really great event out there, I would say.
Yeah. But it's not just about beer out there, is it? It's music.
Wow.
It's sporting events, right?
Well, they have there's a volleyball court there. There's some activities going on, but they also have food vendors there too. So there's the food trucks, and man, what a day.
Yeah.
Great food vendors out there. Yeah. I mean, last year they had everyone from, and like a great variety. So everything from small food vendors to larger ones like your guys like Otter Creek, who are a local group here. El Gringo tacos were out there last year. Let me think. They had a big blow up. It was an obstacle course for the kids.
Nice.
Yeah. And all sorts of local vendors out there. So it's
Just
a
make sure
really
you get a
great
ride
all-day
there.
event. Make sure you got lots of water.
Yeah.
They actually run a bus shuttle service, which is included in your ticket cost.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it's the right way to go. Nobody wants anybody drinking and driving home.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember heading out there and for that festival, and there's actually cops just off the road too.
Of course.
So yeah. So don't head out of there if you've had a couple beers.
No, and like I said, the shuttle service is included in your ticket. So why would you?
Yeah.
Make good decisions, people.
Let's talk about this one because this one is super unique.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm tasting here.
So this is definitely on the lighter side of the ale spectrum. So you're gonna get it, in that not quite amber, but that golden color, and then they add the beet juice in. It gives it that nice tartness, and that real kind of, you get those small bright white bubbles on this one again, and those small bubbles, of course, give you that light, crisp tickle when you drink it, and it's got that surrounding full body in the mouthfeel with a little sharpness at the finish. When I first tried this beer, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I almost thought this was a light IPA. Because it does have that very sharp flavor at the finish.
True. Yeah.
But it's definitely on the mid range of the ales. But
I find I
color,
get more into this one in the summer too. Like this is for me, like this is like usually my pool go-to.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It's like, it's just a nice tasting beer that's like in the middle of the day, like between like 1 and 3, just having a Saturday or Sunday at home. Like it's delicious.
God, he makes beer drinking sound classy though. Eh?
No, I do like beer. Like that's of course, there's not much I'll say no to as far as alcohol. Like I'll drink a little bit of everything in the right scenario. But beer is especially. I love local too. as we said, MacKinnon is just right down the road.
Well, and the local guys all just do such interesting things with just great ingredients and, you know, a lot of locally farmed and produced ingredients they put into their beers. And that is just an amazing thing when you get right down to it, to just the economics of it within our own community.
For sure. Well, you know what's funny, and I probably brought that up. People from Toronto or Ottawa, they're still stuck on your Miller Lights, Bud Lights, Coors Lights. But I do find people from Kingston actually support more local than other people. So, like, yeah, when they're generally hanging out with other people, whether you're going to have parking lot beers, like you're usually carrying around MacKinnon's or like your local breweries as opposed to your, you know, your big chains. So it's nice to see.
Well, and that's very interesting too that you bring that up. I mean, there are a lot of great craft breweries in the Toronto GTA area, and I think they're consumed it's not as highlighted there. But the other side of that, of course, is that, you know, craft beers had such a huge surge in their production and the amount of people making them and how many of them there were, and how many varieties that, you know, I don't know if you've noticed in the news lately, but they're closing beer stores.
Really?
Beer stores are an entity that are owned by the big 3 beer companies, and very hard for a craft brewer to get into somewhere like that to sell their beer. And now most of your beer sales will come from either the brewery or from the LCBO.
Yeah, interesting.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing for all of us consumers.
Yeah, it was funny when I picked this beer up at MacKinnon's there yesterday. Remax was actually having an event there, and I walk in and there's all these Remax agents there, and I walk in to make my purchase, and I said hi to Marco and Rob inside there. So it's kind of funny. It's actually a really great event space too.
It is. It's great. Yeah. Cheers to those Remax boys. They're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. But yeah. What do we got next here, Brandon?
So the next beer, this is
we're ramping up.
This
here,
is the
Danny.
one. So this one, actually, I have never had this beer, which is something to be said because I've tried most of the craft beer in this city.
That looks like power over there.
This is Fine Balance Oats and Cream. This is an IPA, and it is 7.1% alcohol. So they class this as a strong beer.
You're bringing the heat.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Well, I'm excited for this one.
Is this the end?
No, we got one more.
Oh boy. So I'm actually going to play baseball after this. Thank goodness we're not drinking full beers of every one of these.
So I just want you to look at the
baseball
color.
Is like one of those sports like golf where you're
and
probably
the cloudiness on that.
Right?
You can even see through it.
Beers 2 to 8. You'll probably be a better baseball player.
It's like golf or pool.
Yeah, it's possible, but I wouldn't. I don't think it's performance enhancing. There's a point where you exceed performance enhancing, and I think I've probably exceeded that at this point. But I'm gonna level off by the time I get
right now.
in the
2
pocket.
to 8. You're in the pocket.
Right.
Beers 2 to 8. You're in the pocket. It's a slippery slope before and after.
Okay, all right. I'm in the pocket apparently.
So let's talk about this one. Let's look at the color on this one.
As I said, the color on this
orange.
It's cloudy. It's bright. It definitely looks very much like what you would call a East Coast IPA or a New England IPA. Those generally are denoted by cloudiness, bright citrusy flavors, and IPAs. They're always dry at the finish, hoppy. The other names they go by, of course, would be a hazy IPA or a juicy IPA sometimes.
And this is from Fine Balance. Now, where's Fine Balance located?
That's in the East End.
Yeah,
My buddies over at Fine Balance there on innovation. Yeah.
Now from this one, I get that real sharp. I don't know what kind of tropical fruit that is in there, but it's definitely tropical, and it's not pineapple. But something
not
in
pineapple.
There. It's not pineapple. Usually you get pineapple on these kind of the New England IPAs.
For sure. She'll thank you later, right?
Tell the wife.
Down boy. little pop to it. I've had a few of these. Yeah.
You've tried this one before, Mark.
Yeah, this isn't my first oats and cream. So they actually, I just want to let you guys know this is the single oats and cream because they do doubles and triples also.
Wow.
Oh, it ramps up from here.
A double and a triple IPA. So what's the alcohol content on their double IPA?
They got to double digits. The double, I think, is probably like 8.5 to 9, and then the triple is you ease in on a triple.
Yeah.
That oat in there really gives it a creamy kind of finish.
But there actually is some dairy product in there also.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
I can
sense
see
why
that.
it's so heavy.
It gives it that nice, that creaminess
Yeah.
to the finish. Really changes the flavor profile.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
It's hitting them.
I am not generally a 7% beer guy.
Mhm.
I like my 5% beers because I can have a few.
Yeah, absolutely.
7% is a little punchy.
Yeah.
I will admit, I oftentimes do get the IPAs there that do pack a punch.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't drink 6 of them though.
No. You're good for 3, and then you got to change it up.
Or
Well,
one.
And
And then just go to sleep.
Danny, have you been in to Find Balance?
I think I got to go.
Let me tell you, you got to go. They have this beautiful aesthetic in there. It's really neat. Like you look at the bar and it almost looks like the subway tiley, beautiful setup. They've got old oak barrels in there. They've got the great long picnic tables to sit at. It's very inviting. Very great little spot to
Tell
hang
me
out
more.
and have a couple
What's
pints.
the menu like?
Actually, I believe they are bringing. Last time I was there, which was last summer, they only had bring-in menu for food.
They do have a cafe on the side there now.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's called Matrium.
Okay.
Matrium Cafe. So there's baked goods there, but they also have like a frozen food where they will bring in pizzas and pot pies and stuff that you can grab and go. And I've also seen food trucks there trying to Kiln Pizza food truck, I believe it's called.
Kiln.
Yeah,
Kiln,
it's
Kiln.
that's the same food truck we had here for the grand opening, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Two
correct.
ends.
Yeah.
There's two
Kiln, yes,
Kiln,
with two
kiln.
ends. Yeah.
Yeah. So although they don't have an expansive menu on site, they do have some really cool events there. One time actually run trivia night there.
Oh,
for
really?
them. Yeah.
So you are a multifaceted talent over there.
What about karaoke?
Well, we know that. I will do karaoke.
I'm not saying would you. I know you would do. That. I'm asking if Find Balance is karaoke. Do they have karaoke?
They
there?
may have. It's not a routine event though.
Live
Yeah.
music.
They have
Okay.
not a routine event. Mark's 40th birthday definitely hosted it.
Really?
Yeah.
What they do have out there, which is one of my favorite things that local breweries does, they always have this very great shelf behind the bar full of board games. And there's nothing like having 3 or 4 beer and playing a child's board game.
Oh.
So,
Candyland, here I come.
so they're what I have to say, and knowing my buddy Andrew, who's the operator there, he's very welcoming to everyone. So you can bring your pet there, you can bring your kids there. It's a very welcoming space. So
it's a zoo as well. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it can get busy with kids and pets and stuff, but
Absolutely,
he's just such a welcoming person
100%.
that's his vibe that he's
Yeah.
going for.
That's perfect. When was gunpowder invented? Because like these guys,
I guess it really depends on who you
Well,
ask, Danny, but I'm pretty
where
sure
I'm going
the
here,
Chinese invented gunpowder,
yeah,
not the
that
Scottish.
was like way before that it came over to North America. What I'm going here is like people are literally killing each other with swords
Yeah.
while drinking this stuff before they actually got into the gunpowder, right?
Yeah.
That's just to give context to our viewers, like how far back these people go. And flavor.
I mean, they've been making spirits since forever.
Well, yes.
The
but I'm
first
talking
recorded,
branded.
as far as I understand it, the first recorded production of spirits was actually the Mesopotamians, who are a society that are actually wrote the first language, which is cuneiform. But that's only as my personal research goes.
Okay. There's nothing on the hieroglyphics on the Egyptians.
I mean, not that I know, but then again, the
that you've
Mesopotamians were around
seen,
before the
maybe?
ancient Egyptians, Danny.
Maybe some.
So he takes a dumbass question and gives you an intelligent answer.
And
I
just
love
turn
it.
right back dumb, right back to him. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, we got to wrap it up here.
All
Let's
right.
get
We got
to the
one
last
beer
one.
left.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Our last beer is from our friends. Actually, they're just down the road from us, and we go visit these guys.
And you can find us there every Friday
Every
afternoon
Friday
at
after
about
5.
5:05 p.m.
This is Get Lucky. This is the Irish Stout from Daft Breweries. Danny, you got all the clean glasses over there.
Here, buddy. Take one. Daft is our spot, 5:00 every Friday. If you want to find most of C21
C21.
heritage folk, find us there on a Friday. Ranting and raving about.
Amazing deals, Don.
Nah.
They have some really, really creative names and some really, really creative graphics on their cans. And I think they probably had some copyright cease and assist letters, but who cares? Because they're fantastic.
Is that fact?
It is fact.
No. Well, it is fact. You can confirm.
I can't say cease and desist, but they definitely got a letter messaging saying please stop because otherwise. Which is, I guess, cease
That's
and desist
friendly,
letter.
though,
Yeah.
right?
It was pretty friendly.
Yeah.
They definitely had a very similar image to the Dark Knight. Some of you may know him as Batman on one of their cans, and they definitely got a please stop letter.
Like from Batman?
I don't know if it was Christian Bale, but it could have been Adam West.
Somebody in that realm.
So,
who is the best Batman?
That's a great question.
That's a great question, Mark.
I think it is Bale.
You think it's Bale?
I think the guy's sexy. He's
mean,
got it all.
For me, the Bale question is, I'm Batman. He had the voice. He did it well. He did it well.
Who do you think's the best Batman?
Oh, it's got to be Michael Keaton.
Like
You gotta
the
go.
old one?
You gotta go old school on this. Of the I'm Batman.
Okay.
His I'm Batman is the best I'm Batman.
No, I don't know. I can't agree with that one.
Okay. New day and age actor. Who would you pick as a Batman if they were to do a new one?
Oh, as a new one.
Yes, as a new Batman.
New Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really hard question because Affleck
I know.
did a pretty good job. But I'd almost say they loop back around and give it back to Clooney.
Oh yeah.
And that's a controversial choice. I know.
We've got
that movie was terrible.
We've got a female in the background in the room here that's nodding her head really hard.
She likes the Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Who doesn't like the Clooney, right? Yeah. I would love to see, and this is I should probably patent this. Maybe a Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, like Batman and Robin movie. How funny would that be?
That actually that tracks.
I think that has some merit. Yeah.
That's $1 million idea.
Now I don't
say it's actually $1 billion.
Now the other next like twist to that is, the newest Batman after Bruce Wayne died was actually a female who took over the mantle of Batman. So it opens up the role to a lot more actors. Right.
Yeah. I can see that. But I'm just saying, like, as far as a Batman, like casting and who you'd want to take.
So did we go the like dark genre and
didn't
dark
talk
beer?
about
Did that just
So dark genre, dark beer.
Yeah, okay.
This beer, of course, is an Irish stout. So you're going to get a little light in the background of it, but you get that really full body. You get those notes of chocolate and coffee to a really good stout. But Irish stouts have that added note of this one is not actually creamy, which is a really interesting twist because, of course, Guinness is the Irish stout we all know, very creamy, very deep, but still light as far as its caloric intake.
Yes.
And this one doesn't have that heavy head because it's not a nitro. Having nitrogen inside your beer gas makes a big difference to how the beer pours and how it tastes. So kudos for Daft.
Is that why there's a widget in the Guinness can?
That is exactly why there's a widget in the Guinness can, Mark. Yes. When you crack that Guinness can, it releases nitrogen from that little ball in there, which is the widget. Another great invention patented by the Arthur Guinness Corporation.
Is that why
I don't work for them, by the way.
Is that why I feel stronger after I've had like 5 to 8 Guinnesses from the nitrogen?
Nope. I think that's just the count. Guinness is still 4.5.
Tell me more about, was it the nitrogen you speak of?
Yes, the widget is nitrogen. It's it's an element.
I've wondered that. I'm like, of course, it's trying to mimic the draft, right?
Yeah. So draft, generally speaking, there are 3 kinds of gas you use for draft. Actually, sorry, 2 kinds in different concentrations. There's CO2 and there's nitrogen. Generally speaking, draft gas is what they call it, and it is about 40-60 CO2 and nitrogen. But Guinness runs on straight nitrogen, which gives it little tiny bubbles,
and power.
Allows that beer, when you pour a Guinness out of a draft tap, you see it cascade. Looks like the bubbles are going backwards.
So
that's part of what makes that happen is the nitrogen.
Nitrogen or Russian gas?
Wow.
Isn't that just burning vodka?
Yeah, but I didn't know that, and I've drank enough of them to support them for the last 100 years.
So you spent time in Russia when you played hockey.
Yep.
So one of the beers that the Russians actually brought to the forefront, and people designed specifically for them, is called a Russian Imperial Stout. Did you ever try those when you were over there?
I must have. Yeah.
Okay. Because the great thing, bad thing about a Russian Imperial Stout, of course, is that, generally stouts are 4%, maybe 5%, but Russian Imperial Stout is usually closer to 10%, because, well, Russians like things strong.
Yeah, that would explain a lot.
And it was specifically designed for them and brewed there first.
Gotcha.
I was just curious if
Can
you tried
we get them
any of
here
those.
at the local LCBO, or is it taboo?
If you look, you can find them.
Okay.
Usually they're labeled as Imperial Stouts.
Nice.
Great example, generally at least.
Wow.
A great example of an Imperial beer, though, would be the Big Kahuna from Spearhead Breweries. Their Big Kahuna is an Imperial IPA, which basically just means it's real strong.
Yeah. I like the name Big Kahuna. Yeah. It's a power statement. Right?
It's a power beer. If you had a Big Kahuna, I've had a Big Kahuna.
I think I'd like to buy a boat called the Big Kahuna.
That's a great name for
That's a great name.
What was the name of your boat?
Shanks a lot.
Shanks a lot.
Yeah.
See, that was good too.
Yeah,
because we were on the prison talk.
We're on the prison talk.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, boys, this has been a blast. I would do this record or not.
Yeah.
But this has been episode 15 of Pucks, Putts, and Properties. And before we drink any more, I think we need to wrap it up here.
Yeah, a couple clicks for Brandon. Thank you for coming on and showing us and telling us your knowledge on alcohol. I think we've already covered beers. I think we need to go into whiskey.
Like a Scotch day.
And a Scotch day.
Well,
maybe.
Okay, so I don't want to be nitpicking on this, but if we're going to do whiskey, that might have to be a multiple part series.
Yeah.
Of course, there is so much whiskey out there and so many different varieties with so many facets to it. That might take a little longer, but I'm willing to put in the time if you guys are.
It's got to be on a Friday too, so that no one actually works the next day.
Maybe a Saturday.
It is a vicious hangover.
Well, I want to say, Mark and Danny, thank you so much for having me on. Muchly appreciated.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure, and we want to thank you for everything that you do here, and you are so appreciated. I don't know if you know it, but we absolutely love having you here, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. You're so amazing at what you do, and we really hope to keep you.
Yeah,
thanks so
Ditto,
much,
buddy. Yeah,
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's episode 15 of Pucks, Putts, and Properties, and thanks, boys.